Transgender junior won first place in both the triple jump and long jump. Let's look at this report real quick.
18-year-old A.B. Hernandez has become the target of a right-wing campaign to ban trans athletes from California youth sports. Over 30 adults gathered to heckle her at a recent track meet.
That's a boy! That is a boy!
Is that even registering as you're competing?
Honestly, no. I'm still a child. You're an adult, and for you to act like a child shows how you are as a person. And nothing I can do about people's actions, just focus on my own.
Sonia Shaw, president of the Chino Valley Unified School District and candidate for California Superintendent of Public Instruction, got into several heated exchanges on the sidelines, including one with A.B.'s mother.
What a coward of a woman you are allowing that!
Studies show trans athletes have not outperformed their cisgender counterparts. On Saturday, other competitors beat Hernandez in 2 of her 3 events. She won first place in triple jump.
And then Hernandez now leads the California State Championship, sparking national backlash. President Trump even threatened to pull funding if Hernandez compete. Supporters say trans teens deserve to live authentically and compete comfortably. Is the new CIF pilot entry process a fair compromise or just political cover? Governor Newsom's office calls it reasonable, but critics like Chino Valley's Sonia Shaw says it's not enough. NFL star Aaron Rodgers weighed in. He's claiming trans women have an unfair advantage. If you were the parent of a runner-up, how would you feel? Can a pilot policy fix this, or is this just the start? Real quick, the CIF's new pilot entry process lets the next highest placing biological female who just missed qualifying compete at state. If a transgender athlete takes a spot, does this create a fairer playing field or just complicate things?
So we've talked about it before in the past.
Yes, we have.
And one thing I will say, I don't agree with the parents doing that because that's still a minor.
Still a child.
It's still a kid. I mean, I understand how everyone feels about it, but you still got to keep in mind that that's still a child, and you guys are adults, and that can be very intimidating because that is a child. Like, you know what I mean? You got to still keep that in mind. I know you're not agreeing with what's going on, but just calm down. Like, being there and intimidating, that kid is not going to help anything. It's still a kid. But like I said, with my stance on it, I think for safety reasons a lot of the times, and it being fair, the masses as a whole are kind of reeling themselves in saying, okay, I don't think this is fair. I think everybody is kind of leaning that way at this point. Because it's not. I mean, come on. At the end of the day, you can, you're born away, you feel away, but that doesn't, the term life isn't fair. Like, it still doesn't change the fact that what you are. True. You know what I mean?
AB 1266 law allows trans students to compete based on gender identity. Should other states adopt similar protections or set different standards? No, not with what Trump is doing right now, pulling funding from all these states that accept that. And a lot of people are backing him on that issue. People are backing him on that. Connecticut faced a federal lawsuit after cisgender girls claimed unfairness over trans competitors. Will California's change avoid similar legal battles?
And my thing also is, why not just make another
reset this
thing? Like, why don't you just make a space for transgender people to compete? You can compete with other transgender women, can compete with other transgender women, and trans men can compete with other trans men. And I don't even know if this is even a big thing within transgender men. Do they do this?
Like go into sports and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, you remember we reported it was like a very small percentage of it happening. and that it is catching flack, but it's a very small percentage of men and women switching sides. Uh,
I'm just like, just how you have the Special Olympics, like, if this is going to be a thing moving forward just for the safety of everyone and for the fairness of everyone, make it their own little thing to compete in. I'm pretty sure you have a whole bunch of people competing in it if you want to keep it fair.
but then again, you guys subsidize the funding and money, just like NBA and WNBA. I don't know. We don't know, but it's a conversation that we should have, even though it's a small percentage of a population doing this, but it's just completely wrong. Like example, my son or me specifically, if I go into a girl's sport, say I'm a female, I'm wearing, long hair, all the clothes and stuff, and I'm talking like it, but I still have, the hand length, arm length, just everything as a boy, as a man, we have a very distinct difference to was it?
Statistics?
No.
Testosterone?
Testosterone, yes. I can't even say it, but yeah, there is a big biological
And I know it's all
difference.
about people when, we're moving in the direction of equality, but come on, y'all. Can we all just be realistic? Men are stronger than women. Like, that's just what it is. And that's why, that's just what it is. It's some people would even say that men are women's apex predator. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way the world is. That's the way it is. Just genetics, nature. Men are stronger than women. And so you're competing in a group that doesn't, have the same abilities as you. You know what I mean? Not the same abilities, but any competition you see, like, just anything. Like, you've seen, like, little trends where, the little gripper thing, or like, they like to see your grip when you pull the machine, how strong you are.
Yeah.
I've seen tons of those videos, and guess what? The men's grips are way stronger than the women's every time. Like, let's just, I know people want to be, equality, but let's be realistic too. Like, we still got to be real.
Or I don't want to hurt their feelings. The parents out there, that's what you're basically doing. You are hurting that person's feelings, but there is a better way to do it. This ain't it, going out there yelling at other parents, silent protest. I don't know, something, but I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, like, there's another, but like I said, I agree. There's other ways to approach it. I don't think going to the school and heckling the child is a good approach, because like I said, at the end of the day, whether you agree with what's going on or not, that is a child.
Go to the board meetings. Go talk to those board members or something.
There's other ways you can make a stand, and I know you don't want it to affect your girls, and you want them to compete, and you want them to be able to do what they want to do, but maybe protesting is holding your kids out of the sports. You can't compete if nobody's in it, right? But everybody just kind of has to keep in mind. Everybody just has to keep in mind that still is a child. So let's
totally agree. Yeah. 100%. Let us know your thoughts on that, guys. In California, again, we did another story, and it was in San Jose in a college. Now it's high school. So leave your thoughts. What do you guys think about it? Comment below, and let's move on. But, every side wants fairness, but no one agrees what that means. Some say protecting girls' sports. Others see a teen just wanting to compete. A real turning point is here. As states and sports bodies scramble for answers, the conversation is leaving the locker room and going national, even presidential. Leave your thoughts, comment below. Let's move on.